Good morning. Running a little behind. I thought I had a few more minutes and it took the girls a little longer when I took them outside. Thanks for joining me today. I will have some ideas for fussy cutting for you. I don't like fussy cutting. I never have and I never will. It's just one of those things. Some people don't mind it, others do. I'm going to see if I can get myself up on my iPad and my, let's see. Of course now, because I haven't done this in a while, everything is, oh, there it is. I am live. Okay. I've got myself on my computer. Uh-oh. I gotta log into my Facebook account and let's see if I remember my password. You know what? I think I'm just going to skip it on my iPad because it wants me to log in and I don't remember because I changed things. I'm going to have to, when I was up at Jess's this past weekend, I put everything on a passkeys, so I'm password protected and everything. So I just won't do it on there and I'll take that downstairs with me when I go and get it set up so that it's okay. But I guess because I've been gone for so long, it just shut itself down. I don't know about you, but it got cold here. It was like, oh my gosh, I am like freezing and it's not even cold yet. So I guess my body hasn't adjusted to it. I had a great weekend with the girls last weekend. It was jam-packed. I got there Friday night or Friday afternoon, and Ethan, Logan's son, that's Jess's partner, had band competition. So we went to the band competition. After the band competition, we went to get I don't know if we went to get pizza that night or we went to the restaurant. So we went out to dinner. If we went to the restaurant, it's Sweet Bay. For those of my Maryland people that know about it, I had their pork. The way it was written, you thought it was a steak, but it wasn't. It was a pork piece, but it was like the center cut of the pork. It was so tender. I've never had pork that tender. I don't know what they did with it, but it was probably loaded with chemicals, but it was delicious. And then Saturday, we got up. Zoe had volleyball tournament all day long, depending on how she did. Well, they ended up winning the tournament. So it was good for them to go and get some practice with some other teams. And then the girls were with their dad for the weekend. So the three of us, we went out and either got pizza or the restaurant. And then Sunday, Remy had soccer game. So we went to the soccer game and then the girls came back with us afterwards because Jess had asked if she could get them back early since I was there. And Logan made homemade bolognese. So we had a nice relaxing evening. Monday, the girls went to school. And then in the afternoon, Zoe had a game. Did not do well. She lost. They lost. they played a good game. They were equally matched, the two teams, and I think that's the problem. Because they were so equally matched, they really had to pull things from, pull it out. And I don't know if the girls weren't tired from the weekend or what, but so they lost, but that's okay. And because Zoe had to work, we stayed and watched the varsity play. Varsity won. They were equally matched too, but our varsity was just a little ahead of theirs. So they did really well. And then after that, it was Zoe and Remy, Logan, Jess, and I. We all went to the pub and had wings. And then another girl on the team, Kelsey, and her parents, her dad and his fiance, met us there, and we had dinner with that. It was wing night, so we all got wings. And so then I got up Tuesday morning and came back. Whoa, I was tired on Tuesday. Of course, I hit the ground running because Wednesday I had 2 appointments, but I'm here now and ready to go. All right, let's get started. I'm going to turn this around. Today is fussy cutting day, and I have some tips and tricks for you, because if you're like me and you don't like fussy cutting, we got to find a way to do it. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes and okay. All right, I just hit it, so give it a few seconds. I must have hit it with my hand. You should have sound now. All right. Whew. All right, I'm going to pull this back just slightly and adjust this. All right. Hopefully you have sound now. And my phone is crooked. All right, I'm going to start. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, something, so I know. All right, for the first card. Okay, thanks, Janice. I am using Gypsy Heart from Uniquely Creative. And in there, they had this image. So this is the first image I'm going to fussy cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate it from the other pieces. I just find it easier if there's very little paper to interfere with my hand. Now, when you fussy cut, you do not move your hand, you move your piece of paper. And what I'm doing is the first way to fussy cut, all right, I'm going to move this out of the way because my pieces are going to fall there, is to stay on top of the image and cut right on top of it. And this to me is the easiest if you have a simple image. And this one isn't bad. So I'm just going to fussy cut around it. And I kept my cards simple so that I could put them together so you could see. Now, I'm not exactly right on top of the image. I find this way to fussy cut easier than trying to leave a border. Leaving a border is the more difficult one to me. All right, now, if you get a point like that, I just come back and kind of snip it off. All right. I thought this image was very pretty. And you know, if you don't cut it exactly perfect, it's okay, because no one knows but you. If you mess up really bad, then go back in and trim it to make it look better. All right. So I'm going down in here. And I have 3 different cards to share with you. Now, see, I cut that one. I cut a lot of that off. Let me see if I can find the piece of paper to show you. It's got some green right there in front of my fingernail that I missed. But that's okay, because nobody knows it but you and me. It's so slight sometimes, it's not worth worrying about. You do need to have a good pair of scissors. All right, and the other thing you want to do is you want to put your paper or your image back here and cut in a long cut, if possible. It gives you a better cut. All right, let's get this card put together. And I'll have the first one for you done. This one is scored funky. Don't know what I did, but I did something. And I forgot to get I knew I was going to forget it. I forgot to get my tape runner, so I'll pull in this one. And I tried to find a color. The paper is also from the kit. I have to say, my last kit that I just got, I didn't pay any attention. They've gone up in their shipping. Oh my gosh. I won't be getting any more. Oh, pooh, I put that down. I didn't want to do that. Hold on. They've gone up in their shipping, and it was outrageous. So I won't be getting any more kits from them, which makes me sad, because I really like their kits, but shipping's outrageous. And I was wondering, it hadn't affected me, and then it finally caught up with me. All right, I did pull in. Now, I'm going to put this here in the middle, and I'm going to put it on with dimensionals, foam adhesives. But I pulled in this paper, or this ribbon. It's ivory and gold, and this is white, but that's okay. I mix my colors all the time. I'm going to put this on the back. Okay. So, you know, I like their kits. They come with everything you need. It has the pattern paper. It has a ephemera. it has some cut-aparts. You can get cardstock to match. I usually don't. I did one time to see what it was like. It's okay cardstock, but nah, because it was 12 by 12, I don't know if that affected the shipping. I don't remember. So I just find what I have in my stash and use it. But I am sad that I'm going to miss my kits. I did pick and choose even though I had a subscription. I still have my subscription to Unity. Man. Whew, I gotta clean this. It has, it's the Uniquely Unity ones, and it's a small stamp set, and I am using 2 for the next set of next 2 cards, so I can show it to you. What they have done with their card of the month, kit of the month, I don't know what it's called. All right, I'm going to put that right about there. And I didn't grab any gems. Dang it. I knew I forgot something. But anyway, their new one, the kit of the month, they've started doing this. They wouldn't. Before, if you got the kit of the month, you had to get the whole kit. And some of the images on the stamps set were cute, and some of them were nothing I would ever use. So I never ordered from them. Well, they've changed it, and now and it's a limited time, if you see there's one there. If you see a stamp set from the kit of the month that you like, you can order it. Just the stamp, the one stamp. And there's another one, and it's on my finger. Darn. Can I get it off? Let's see. If I can, I'll put it on here and use it another time. So I have ordered a few of them. All right, so there's the first fussy cut card, and I'm going to pull it up so you can see. I just cut around the edge, and I may do this. I was trying to add a border around it. I don't do that well. So there's the first idea. All right, I'm going to set that over there, and here's the second idea, and this is one. This is from the kit of the month. And I love this little guy, so I ordered him. I got a thing for trolls, so I ordered him, and I'm going to use him and Sending Fall Feels from there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some stamping. All right. And I'm going to stamp this with espresso ink. Right. Oops, I put my finger down there. All right, and it doesn't have to be stamped perfect. All right, so there's my image. And while I got it, I'm going to go ahead and do my sentiment. Like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's the scrap paper. Now, before I cut this out, I want to color it. So I'm pulling in my colored pencils. Some of these are not in here because I've got them set out for my, my Christmas card class. All right, so I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to add some color along the bottom. All right. Now we need an orange for the pumpkin. I think I'm going to go with this one. I chose to use my colored pencils because I hadn't used them in a while. And I thought this would be a quick and easy way to do them. Now for the tops of my mushrooms, I'm going to use some red. And I'm going to color around my circles so it has a red top. And this one's a little harder, but it's got a few spots. And I'm not going to color the bottoms because the bottoms are like an off-white, and since I used ivory, that'll work. Now I need to color my heart, so I'm going to use a different red on his hat. All right, now let's throw in a yellow for this patch. And I need a color. I'm just picking whatever I see that works. All right, I'm going to pull that brown back out, and I'm going to do his beard with brown. So if you're coloring with colored pencils, what you want to do is you want to follow the line of the image. All right, I need a hat. Let's do a green. Let's do this green. I'm trying to mix up my colors for some interest. Okay. And it goes fairly quickly. And you know, his hat's kind of shabby chic, so if you miss a few spots, it's okay. All right, now I need to do his pants and his shoes. What is this? It says outliner. What is this? Charcoal gray. I want the charcoal gray for his shoes. And I'm using a very light hand on them. And I think I'm going to use a darker green for his, I think I'm going to use this one for his pants. There's so little showing. All right, now I need to pull out my brown again because I have to do my pumpkin top. I'm doing this several times, going over it, so it's a little darker than his beard. All right, so I've got this colored. So let me move this out of the way. And now the second way to do this is, oh, not that one. Oh, here, is to take a pencil and then trace around it, and I'm not worried about the dots. And this is a way to get your little bit of an outline. My pencil's running out of lead. There. Okay. And then what you do is you go back. All right, so I've got it traced. Now I'm going to go back with my scissors and I'm going to cut on that line. And that will give me the edge. This way is good if you have a detailed image so that you don't have to worry too much about, you know, staying on the line or whatever. And it turns out fairly even. Just stay on that line that you traced. And see, as you see, every once in a while I take and go in and cut off some. Hey, this way isn't bad either. I think I was free-handing it and I wasn't doing very good. That's the last one. All right, now I find that this gets in my way, so that's when I cut it off. It hits my hand and I can't turn it as well. So there, I've got it. And I wasn't real good about staying on the line. So if you use a Papermate pencil, you can go in, and the Papermate ruler is very good about getting rid of those, excuse me, those lines that you may have missed some. All right. See, now nobody knows I drew a line. I'm going to do the same thing with my sentiment. I'm just going to kind of go around. And out, oops, out, and out. You probably could do this one without doing anything. All right, let me cut this out and we can get our next card put together. It's a little harder when you have, the other thing I'll do is I'll take that piece and put it between my last two fingers on my hand so that it stays out of my way. I find it interferes and I don't get a good cut when I do it. So if I can hold it out of the way or cut it off, I do. All right. And I didn't do my leaves, color them on here. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, now I'm going to take my eraser and do the same thing. All right, you just have to hold it. Very carefully. Ah! Nothing like throwing it on the floor. All right, so there we go. All right, for this card, I am pairing it with the not too shabby Boho Critters paper. I chose the mushroom paper and the dark brown paper to use. So we can put this together. And again, like I said, I totally forgot. I should have brought up I got to bring up a package of gold gems and just leave them up here. And then I have them. All right. So let's get this put together. All right, now. Here's one. See, isn't that cute paper? I thought it went really well with the mushrooms on the bottom of his of the image. All right, now this one I'm going to put on flat. And yep, I'm out. Hold on. All right, I'm out of tape, so I'm going to take this one out, throw it away, and grab another one. Of course, I got to find, I've got one here. I'm going to use this one rather than, where did I put it? Nowhere. Rather than spend time swapping it. All right. And I think I can cut this down some. So let me do that. I'm going to take like 1/4 of an inch off. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on, and then I know where to cut. This one I did use the ivory with, vanilla, whatever you want to call it. Some companies call it ivory, some call it vanilla. All right. And now, whoops. See, if I put him, I only want a little bit of a border. All right, let me go cut this down. If I can get it off my mat. All right, let's see. Okay, that's better. Not as much. See, I can put some gold gems there. I am going to take and add more tape only because it got stuck to my... I'm going to pull this down because I've got to get space for my sentiment. And I'm going to put this on with some foam squares. I'm going to cut these in half. I have the strips. They're downstairs. I keep forgetting for some of this stuff to bring up. What I need is to bring some up here and leave it up here and have some downstairs. I think I'm going to put it right about there. And the reason being is then you can see it. It would be lost if it was up there. So there's card 2. Now, my last card uses, this is the Uniquely Unity. This was the club, what do you call it? The subscription I'm in. And this one was just too cute. I just loved it. So I'm going to use a little raccoon today. And I've got all my stuff here. And I pulled in a big piece. I'm using some pure graphite by Altenew. I wanted to, since it's a raccoon, I didn't want to use black as it's too harsh. So I used I'm going to do it down in the corner and you'll see why in a minute. Okay. Now, I had this, I was going to do it portrait, but when I put this on, it didn't give me enough room for my sentiment. So that's the first thing I need to do, is to stamp my sentiment. And I'm going to use the same color. And I just thought this one was so cute. From the kit, I thought you could use a friendly face. All right, now, first thing I need to do is grab a piece of scrap paper and see if this is straight. Ooh, so close. All right, let me ink it up again. All right, now this is the piece that I need to stamp on. And I'm going to go over. Ah, it's crooked. Okay, flip it over. All right, and this is dark, so I'm going to put it at the bottom. Let me try this, if I can get it this way. And not bad, not bad. Oh, I did do it. I did it right. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. I have to do this, but I can't do the other pieces because this has to be ready to go, but not stuck down, because I'm going to take his little face. And this is the one that I'm going to freehand. And you'll see, I want to kind of capture some of his hair around him. So I'm going to just kind of follow it, and then I'm going to cut it off because this is a big piece to deal with. All right. And I'm trying to make it even. Now, I left that piece on, and you'll see why in a minute. All right. This little guy, I'm going to put on. That is really crooked. There, much better. My goodness. All right, I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to put it on flat. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the top edge. All right. And I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to put him on with dimensionals. And I'm not going to go close to the bottom. And the reason being is I'm going to tuck that edge under the panel here. There. See, so it looks like he's popping out. Now I can put this all together and finish my card. Okay. And I have 3 ideas for fussy cutting with some tips and tricks for you so that when you go to fussy cut, you can try one of my ideas to see if it makes it easier for you. And as you see, my cards are very simple, but I think they're cute. I will probably put black on there. So there are the 3 ideas. Cut on the line of the image, draw a line around it and cut on the line, and freehand it. And it helps when the background and this are white so you don't notice if there's any mistakes. When you have something like this and you freehand, you got to be really, really careful. So there you go, ladies, some ideas for fussy cutting. And I hope you'll give it a try. If not today, soon, because like I said, it's fussy cutting day. And if you have a bunch of images you need to cut out, then you have some tips. If you have a silhouette or a scan and cut, you can scan them in and cut it. I have a silhouette Cameo. I don't use it much. I need to use it more because I'm finding more and more of these. Oh, I will tell you, this company, Unity, which is this one and this one, they don't always have dies to match it, but what they do have is an SVG cut, and you buy it, it's like $1. And what it does is it cuts out the image, you know, cuts around the image, and then you stamp it or stamp it and cut it out. I would prefer to cut it out first and then stamp it because I can line it up using my Misty and do that. I have not bought any of their SVGs. There's a couple that I would like to get. I need to go in there and see what they have. They don't have them for all, but that is an idea for you. All right, let me get ready and flip this around. And get this up. Oh, here it goes. My phone's screaming at me not to rotate. Okay, there we go. All right. I hope you got some tips and tricks to use today and that you enjoyed the cards I made. 3 entirely different cards. So, you know, I had fun playing with them and designing them. I will be back next Saturday. I hope you will join me. That's November 1st. Do you believe it? Oh my gosh. Such a crazy, I mean, I cannot believe it. It's like, somebody said there were like 7 more Fridays a couple of weeks ago till Christmas, and it's like, ah! So I am going to be working on my craft fair stuff. So I have a busy weekend ahead of me. See you next week. Bye.